I don't understand it.
Owned by his head through and through. I get it.
How's it a shit take, dude? Guys, anti-cheats that are good are very intrusive. They just are, dude. There's not much you can do about it.
Myself, and I don't want to play.
Okay, we'll watch it then. We'll watch it. Sure, dude. I don't give a fuck. Watch it.
Myself. Now, Valorant is a game, of course,
guys,
closed beta.
Let's be honest, chat. Okay. Everybody just wants to shit on the next big thing. Okay. Everybody. Okay. I don't mind it. You want to do that? We'll watch it, dude. We'll watch it. Watch the whole thing.
And like most.
Let's be honest. Any hint of anything that'd be shit, you guys will just back the fuck out of it. So they'll just fucking see it.
Multiplayer online games, it comes with an anti-cheat, right? You know, if you haven't been following PC gaming, you know, being as open as it is allows people to inject code, read code, do whatever they want all the time. And so in order to have an online game on PC, you need a strong anti-cheat. There's many anti-cheats that are out there. Something like Easy Anti-Cheat, Steam VAC, something like Microsoft.
Hold up. Dude, 100 fucking stone. What happened? I'll replay him, dude. What the fuck happened, dude? $50 to buy yo, 650, dude. I mean, Flynn's Beat Saber skills.
Have you
no.
seen Flynn's Beat Saber skill?
Thanks for the $50 dude.
Nice.
Watch sometime, dude.
Makes, Blizzard makes, or something as absolutely fucking dog shit as BattleEye. But you know what? I'm not here to just throw anti-cheats under the bus. They serve a very vital reason to exist, and it allows us to enjoy our multiplayer games with the minimal amount of hacking.
Guys, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry for spoiling the video, dude. It's not scam. It's just I don't really give a fuck.
Yes, you see a hacker every now and then, but I've generally seen them getting lesser and lesser as time has went on. Consoles, as far as I'm considering, they don't really have hacks on them anyways, considering you need to have the latest firmware on a PS4 and Xbox One. Man. So by having that and uncompromised operating systems, you can't run code on these side by side with a video game. So really, anti-cheat doesn't have to exist on these systems anyways. I'm more specifically talking about PC. Now that the whole, you know...
Wait, what did you just say?
As far as I'm considering, they don't really have hacks on them anyways, considering you need to have the latest firmware on a PS4 and Xbox One. So by having that and uncompromised operating systems, you can't run code on these side by side with a video game. So really, anti-cheat doesn't have to exist on these systems anyways. I'm more specifically talking about PC. Now that the whole spiel is out there, Valorant comes with, or most Riot Games stuff at this point as far as I know, comes with something called Vanguard. Now, if you don't know what Vanguard is, let me fill it in real quickly. Basically, players who have played the Valorant closed beta have found out that, hey, this game has a kernel anti-cheat driver, vgk.sys, that runs every time you turn your computer on. What he means by kernel anti-cheat, and this is something that I'm going to get into, okay? Most modern-day operating systems comes with something called protection rings. So ring 0, ring 1, ring 2, ring 3. This runs in ring 0 for the Windows kernel permissions, meaning that it has administrator access. It runs pretty much with the highest elevated administrator privileges on your Windows 10 device as soon as it fires up.
I could be wrong about this, dude, but to have a really good anti-cheat, it has to be like that. But I could be wrong about this, dude. Listen, this is what I've heard in the past. Maybe it's completely wrong.
This is not okay. This is what we like to call a rootkit. This is something that could be used for very nefarious purposes, and it's very willingly installed by people who want to play this game. Now, going down, somebody from Riot Arkham, one of their community managers, actually responded to this. Yes, we run a driver at system startup. It doesn't scan anything. Pinky promise, of course, Riot Games is owned by Tencent, operating in a country, China, where they can completely get a backdoor into any big tech firm, which Tencent has graciously allowed them time and time. How much you want to trust them now after hearing that, that's up to you. But it doesn't communicate to our servers. You can remove it anytime. You can easily figure this out.
Hey, no bias, by the way. Lul. Come on, man.
Wireshark and just seeing how this specific driver relays information. And it probably doesn't. I'll give them credit. I haven't tested it myself, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That still doesn't make it okay. Vanguard contains a driver component called vgk.sys, similar to other anti-cheat systems. Not all, but some of the very elevated ones that specifically target VMs as well. It's the reason why a reboot is required after installing. Yes, you have to initialize the rootkit somehow, right? Vanguard doesn't consider the computer trusted unless the Vanguard driver is loaded at system startup. This is good for stopping cheaters because a common way to bypass anti-cheat systems is to load cheats before the anti-cheat system starts and either modify system components to contain a cheat or have the cheat tamper with the anti-cheat system as it loads. Running the driver at system startup makes this significantly more difficult, but not impossible. I don't know if Riot Games knows this very well, but anybody who knows anything about hacking or anybody that really wants to make money off making Valorant hacks can figure out something about SMM, which is a system management mode. In a lot of these microprocessors, typically the ones that are using to power this game, and utilize that using that mode, they can actually bypass the software in theory. Now, of course, as far as I can recall, Riot Games, I'm still a little fucking hazy on all this. As far as I know, Riot Games can very easily require that secure boot on Windows 10 is a must when booting. It's not hard to bypass it. It can be done, and it's already been done because the game has actually required some bans going on. There's people actually cheating in the closed beta, so it doesn't work despite giving up your privacy in such a fashion. We've tried to be careful with the security of the driver. We've had multiple external security research teams review it for flaws. We don't want to accidentally decrease the security of the computer like other anti-cheat drivers have done in the past. Again, who are these security researcher teams? And given the fact that Tencent is behind it, how do I know they're not bought and paid for? Again, I know that sounds conspiracy-ish, but like I said, this is a big money-making business. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go as hard on this as I can. The Vanguard driver does not collect or send information about your computer back to us. Again, I'll believe that.
Guys, I'm not shilling for Tencent, dude. It's just the problem is that after playing CS for so long, dude, the game is so unfun and depressing to play because of the fucking cheating, dude. It's fucking bullshit. It's just so sad. It's just like a deep depressive state. It's unfucking playable, dude. And like, and it's not.
But it doesn't make any of this okay. The Vanguard driver can be uninstalled at any time. It'll be Riot Vanguard and add or remove programs. If that's true, and of course it is, because you can do that, why not allow us to toggle it on or off? Why is it a 24/7, as long as your computer is fired on, a requirement? I get it. You want to make sure code isn't running all the time, but how can we trust that this isn't collecting information or scanning the system just on your word? Again, Riot Games is owned by Tencent. Do the fucking math. We think this is an important tool in our fight against cheaters. Yeah, I don't think for a fucking video game I'd let my computer have a goddamn rootkit put into it. Now, you may be wondering, well, Muda, why would Tencent want to steal my data? They probably don't. Honestly, they don't fucking care. But the reality of it is, by installing a rootkit on your computer, think about it just logically for a second. You don't care, Riot Games don't care, Tencent doesn't care. Who would care about having Ring 0 administrator privilege access into anybody's computer at any given time? Some hacker. Just because Tencent wouldn't be abusing this doesn't mean that a hacker wouldn't take a look at a rootkit installed on somebody's computer and say, hey, maybe I can use it to my advantage. Riot and Tencent, or any security team they hire, isn't the Jesus of programming. There will be cracks in your programming. There will be a security breach. And for something that has Ring 0, kernel level access into your operating system, yes, meaning the highest level of permissions, why you would choose to install that and have an actual backdoor in your system is beyond me. If you're willing to do that, then don't worry about the NSA backdooring into your system, because congratulations, you just created the easiest backdoor rootkit into your system by playing.
Okay, we get it, chat. He didn't access the beta. He didn't get a key, okay? I get it. Next, can we move on now? He's also. Do you guys want to keep watching this? Or do we watch this no candy mod for more? Come on.
This game. Now, I don't want to blame Riot Arkham for this because he's a programmer anti-cheat lead for Valorant, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I'm sure everything that I've mentioned up until this point has flown by his head through and through. I get it. I'm sure he knows it just fine, and I'm not throwing him under the bus by any of this to begin with. But it's not a foolproof solution. I don't agree that installing a rootkit onto your computer for a video game is something that's okay. Now, asking Riot Arkham, he's mentioned numerous times that currently we do not support playing the game inside a virtual machine. If you don't understand, I'm going to go into a situation where you can have your cake and eat it too. You may be wondering, Muda, if you care about this so much, how do you play games like Siege? They have anti-cheat, same thing with every game that I play pretty much online has an anti-cheat. Now, to put into perspective, I virtualized Windows 10.
Okay, I'm done with this. Okay, chat, you guys are just spamming me with fucking quotes in chat. I get it. Okay, we'll skip it. Next.